What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Real Reds Talk, an authentic football fan channel made in Manchester. England's Euro squad has officially been announced by Gareth Southgate, and there's only 2 Manchester United players involved in that squad, and a couple of other big boys that have been dropped from it as well. So I definitely want to discuss that. Maguire, misery, Kobe Mainoo new contract plus Euro dreams coming true. We'll talk about that. The Premier League have opted to keep. Sorry, let me just. What's going on here? Same live. Sorry. What the fuck? Yeah, we're live. We're live. The screen was just black, so I have no idea what's going on there. Apologies. Yeah, Premier League to keep VAR, and then we're going to do something towards the end, interactive as well. So make sure you do stick around for that. Apologies, there was no afternoon news show today, but there was quite literally no news whatsoever. All the latest news has come out in the past kind of couple of hours. So I was looking today, and there was nothing. It was dry as fuck, and I'm not just going to go live just for the sake of it to give out filtered nonsense. So that is the reason why we didn't go live today. However, Shreyas, Dan, temperature. That's what we all want to know. I'm not going to ask you how you are. What's it saying in India at the minute? Give us an update.
Yeah, it's not saying okay.
No?
It's
What are we
not
talking?
okay at all. Right now it is 35 degrees here.
35.
Yeah, and it is 11:30 in the night. So 11:30 in the night is 35 degrees.
Okay. Well, yeah, 35 is pretty bad for 11 at night, to be fair. It's not as bad as the other day, though, because he was like 50, wasn't it? I was speaking to you about this, Shreyas. Dan, 50
Yeah,
degrees?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, like it was for last week, I think it was somewhere around 45, 48. Then today and yesterday it rained very badly. So now the temperature is kind of 28, somewhere
Yeah.
around.
But you're in the south, right? And then Shreyas is in the
Yeah,
north. Is that correct?
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So is
yeah.
he quite a difference in terms of temperature, or is it?
Uh,
Like
in the
at this point of,
summers,
yeah,
it is still pretty much like it is still comparable. In the winters it is much different.
Yeah.
So where
Is,
Dan is, it is basically hot throughout the year. Where
oh,
I
wow.
live, it is hot during the summer and it is cold during the winter.
Okay, so you've got the nice blend at least. Dan, you've got the rough ride with it there, haven't you?
Yeah.
Hot throughout the full
yeah.
thing. I actually know there's a vlogger over there at the moment who is going through Delhi. I don't know if you've seen it. It's an English vlogger. And he's
Uh-huh.
just like, everyone's going over to him asking for pictures and like mithering him. And he's like, do you even know who I am? And they're like,
To be
no, we
more
just want a
precise,
picture.
I mean, the place where I live is the weather is kind of like summer or the flood. So there is only two things.
Yeah. Sorry, I always like asking for an update because I'm interested in it. Some people in the chat might not be interested in it, but I am, so it is what it is.
It's going to
Right.
stay this way for the next 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right, we're going to talk about some football anyway, and if we want to return
sure.
to the weather conversation, then
Of
we'll
course.
definitely will
Of
do because
course.
I'm fascinated by it. Anyway, so Harry Maguire is not going to be England's squad for the Euros, which is a massive shock to a lot of people. We thought he may have made it. Luke Shaw's managed to get in there somehow, but Maguire hasn't because of a calf injury. He's put a statement out on his social media, and then I'll get your thoughts on it, lads. Saying, I'm devastated not to have been selected to play for England at the Euros this summer. Despite my best efforts, I've not been able to overcome an injury to my calf. Maybe I pushed myself too hard to try and make it. Simply, I am absolutely gutted. For me, representing England is the highest honour. It means everything to me. If I can't help the team as a player, I will support them as a fan along with the rest of the country. Go and win it, boys. Next, I'll return to the supervision of Manchester United medical team in order to prepare for next season. So yeah, Maguire's injury rules him out of the tournament effectively. And I can't help, I don't know about you lads, but I can't help feel a bit of sympathy for him because if you look at how he's been this season, Dan, I'll go to you first on this. It is a bit sad in it because he's actually put himself through the ringer when he's actually had injuries himself, and we know that he's had injuries when he's played for United. So for them to be out of the tournament, it's a bit gutting in it in that sense.
Yeah, definitely, because we have seen him for the past 5, 6 years, like how the way he plays, and considering that his past this year looked like he was a totally different Maguire, and felt like whenever we were in a crisis of defenders, then he has stepped up, and he has also supported the team from the bench, and uh, his behavior has been top class, and whenever he was required to come on and perform, he has done that. And I think this is the one of that year that we have very less mourned about Maguire, because we have I mean, kind of spoken about him a lot in the previous years whenever he plays and makes mistakes and all. But this season has been a better season for him, though he has played a very fewer games, like 20 plus games, somewhere around 20 games in Premier League, and but still he has shown like he has been a better player as a defender. So, but I'm not sure. England has so many options, and they will be looking for players who are more regular. But yeah, Luke Shaw, how he got in that list, I'm not sure. We'll be talking about that. But yeah, Harry Maguire, I felt he should be given a chance because he offers more than, I mean, in a football game, he offers more than the playing, the support, the leadership quality. He has the behavior, I mean, the mentality that I think I have not seen in much players. Like whenever you are ignored and all, but the way he speaks up and I mean, still, as you've seen, he has mentioned about like I'll still be supporting the club. So not many players say those words, but kind of a top I mean top player in his personality wise.
Mm.
So those kind of players sometimes brings more than what the in on field players. So you sometimes need those kind of players in your team also to I mean perform well in the tournament.
Shreyas, I know you're India at heart, but just as like a bit of a side question, will you be rooting for England in the tournament, or will you be rooting for someone else?
Portugal.
For Portugal. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Fair enough. Are you the same, Dan? Are you
yeah,
rooting for Portugal? I'll take it by your cheer.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Me and
Okay.
Dan want Bruno and Ronaldo to bring it on.
Okay. So
Yeah.
both Shreyas and Dan, for anyone who's in the chat, are now enemies of the channel if Portugal win the final and
So
England
yeah,
get
my
knocked
second
out.
choice is England. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but obviously you got the United players that I'm sure you'll be supporting Cobby and Luke Shaw and
Yeah.
stuff. So that's nice to see. How are you feeling about England's chances, Shreyas? I know obviously you just mentioned you want Portugal to win, but how are you feeling in general about that?
I'm going to be completely honest. I think this is the best squad that England could actually have assembled when it comes to their attacking talent that they've got in their squad right now. You've got the likes of Harry Kane, you've got Bukayo Saka, Phil Foden, then you've also got players like Jude Bellingham, Cole Palmer. They've all had incredible seasons for their clubs, and I just think that the manager that the England national team has got right now cannot bring the best out of this team attacking wise. When it comes to the defensive side of things, maybe pragmatism in certain games could help. But what I have seen with England is whenever they've come up against top quality teams, they've never been able to get the job done. I think recently they had a match against Brazil where Endrick scored the winner. I think at the very last moment.
Uh-huh.
Apart from that, well, in the big competitions, uh, France they came up against in the World Cup, weren't able to get the job done. Before that, against Italy in the final, completely threw the game away in
Oh,
their
don't
favor
remind me,
and were
mate.
not able to
Don't.
get the job done. And there's been numerous instances when it has happened. And I've just never seen England coming up against a top quality team and being able to,
Yeah.
win the game.
Well,
Especially,
I think
there have
Southgate's
there
record,
have been games
Shreyas, is
with
actually awful against fucking top opposition,
yeah, because
ranked
I think
opposition.
group stages wise he's been I think by far one of the better managers that England have had. But when
Yeah.
it comes to the knockout games, when you come up against teams like France, your Brazils and these sort of teams, he's never been able to do it. And the most frustrating part I think has been that England has actually started games quite well against these sort of teams. Like the first 20 to 25 minutes, they've actually started the game quite well. They've even
Yeah.
been able to, score, an early goal and actually maintain a good dominance in the first quarter of the game, but they just allow the opposition to grow into the game. And when you've got teams like France, Brazil, even that final against Italy in the Euros the last time around, they just allow other teams to grow into the game, and you cannot do that, especially in later stages of the tournament like the semifinals or finals, because teams are going to be attacking you when they're a goal down. So I just think any other manager, I would actually feel a lot more confident with England actually winning it.
Mm.
But with the manager that they got right now, I think semi-finals or something like that is the most realistic figure that I see for England right now.
Do you know what's absolutely horrible? There was a period, so from like 2016 to 2022, I want to say rough 23 even. If you was a United fan or an England fan, the amount of finals that we lost. So obviously we lost in Verdansk, with the European final
Yeah,
under Ole. We lost the FA Cup final against Man City under Ten Hag. We lost. We went out in the semis, I think, against Croatia in the first Euros, like
Croatia.
way back.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we went out Italy in the final after going 1-0 up, and then fucking penalties, missed 3 penalties. And then France as well. It's just like, honestly, it's been fucking horrendous for the past couple of years. And I remember I was in the fan park, right? When we was playing France, so there was a big crowd of people, and Harry Kane had that penalty, and I turned around. I don't know if I've told you this story before, but I turned around to the people behind me, and I was like, "Listen, don't worry about it. Harry Kane never misses penalty. This is this is the guy. Trust me. I'm not even worried about it." And then he absolutely skies it, and I'm like, "Fucking hell!" Like, it's just a curse. It is just a curse with England. I don't know what it is, but I think
And that's the reason whenever they come up against a team like that, like a France or these sort of teams, I just never seen them being able to bring it home. I've just never been able to see it.
no. I'm going to put the team again, Dan. We're going to talk about Mainoo in a moment. I'm going to put the team on the screen, and I apologize, I don't know it. So for anyone who hasn't seen it, I'll just cover my face because I want to keep Dan's and Shreyas' beautiful faces on the screen. We've got Dean Henderson, Pickford, and Ramsdale as your goalkeepers. You've got Lewis Dunk, Joe Gomez, Mark Gahey, Consort, Luke Shaw, Stones, Trippier, and Kyle Walker as your defenders. Trent, Conor Gallagher, Mainoo, Declan Rice, and Adam Wharton has been included as well, which is a big surprise. And then your forwards, you've got Bellingham, Bowen, Eze, Foden, Gordon, Kane, Palmer, Saka, Tony, and Watkins. So 3 strikers in there as well. But just on Kobbie Mainoo, Dan, his talks about a new contract for him, which is absolutely earned, in my opinion. But if you look at the season he's had, not even a full season, by the way, 6 months. He's had his first Man United start, his Premier League debut, his England debut, his first goal, FA Cup final winner, and a goal in the final, his first trophy, and now he's going to the Euros as well. How mad is that?
Yeah, definitely. What a, I mean, kind of a game changer in his life itself. Like within a span of 6 months, uh, what a change of his life, like in every ways, in national and in I mean in the international games and the club level. He has kind of become like a more dependable player, and the way he plays, like that in itself gives the confidence. And I'm sure he'll be playing more regular games in the coming this tournament as well, because uh, if you see the lineup, you have the players you have in the team. If you want to bring that stability in the midfield, you're definitely going with Declan Rice, Kobe Mainoo, and Jude Bellingham in the midfield. So those 3 are the, I mean, kind of that will bring the stability in the team. I don't see any other player getting the start ahead of them, because if you are, and Kobe Mainoo has shown it game after game. I don't think any one game is there where he has let anyone down. So you have seen that each and every game he has shown is how quality player he is, and kind of a big boost for us as well. And just get that contract done as soon as possible. Don't let anyone touch him. Don't let
Yeah.
anyone come near him, and just write it down for 10, 20 years, because you will not get this kind of a generational talent, and that too especially in the midfield. And we haven't had a player kind of Kobe Mainoo, and kind of a like sparking player in the midfield, because we in the attacking areas we have had in the likes of Rashford, then Greenwood, and now the Garnacho, and these players are coming. But in the midfield, it's a very rare thing. And till the last year, we were thinking like, could it be Charlie Savage and the other couple of players? But then you see that Kobe Mainoo out of nowhere is coming up and just becoming a starter and the regular player, and he is the first player on the starting lineup. So that in itself is a big thing he has achieved this season.
The big debate, Shreyas, at the moment in England is how you balance the midfield. So a lot of people are saying you have to play Foden in his best position, which they believe is a 10. You play Bellingham and Declan Rice. In my opinion, I think that's too unbalanced in an international tour. I think it's
Yeah,
too attacking.
yeah.
How would you manage that midfield? What would be the perfect blend for you?
I think in an ideal world it should be Declan Rice and Mainoo as the double pivots, but I really have a strong feeling that he will go with Bellingham, he will go with Declan Rice, and he might stick Cole Palmer in as the 10 in that, or
Interesting.
probably he could even go Eze as the 10 in there as well, because I just really don't think that he's going to be starting Mainoo up
You think
front in
Southgate will do
during
that?
those games.
You think it'll be that attacking?
I have no clue, but I just have a strong feeling that he won't start Mainoo. especially
Mm.
in the first few games. Maybe
Yeah,
he, as the tournament progresses, he's going to,
that I
make him a
agree
starter.
with.
But as it starts, I think he'll be using Mainoo as, from the bench. And if he
Yeah.
uses Mainoo from the bench, then he's got to use Bellingham in the pivot alongside Declan Rice. He's got no other option but to. So that leaves you in the 10 with either Cole Palmer, Phil Foden, and Eze. And out of all those three positions, I think Eze could be, like your mystery player coming
Mm.
into that 10, because people still know what to expect from Foden. People also know what
Yeah,
to
yeah,
expect from Palmer. Eze is still a mystery figure in that midfield.
yeah.
But then you cannot bench Bellingham as well, because Bellingham, as I can see from the Madrid play, I think Bellingham is more like a kind of a 10 player.
Mm.
And if you want to fit in Foden, then I think the only position left is left out. I mean, the left winger. I don't see any other options. I mean, the
Yeah,
uh, that can come into the starting lineup, as I mean, in terms of Southgate, who rates any other player more than Foden for that left wing.
Yeah, I don't know how he's going to manage. I mean, it must be difficult for a manager to pick because the amount of talent that England have got. You mean seeing some of the players that have been left out, like Grealish, Branthwaite. Obviously, Maguire's not going in himself, but James Madison not
Madison left
going.
out too. Yeah,
Like some of them players, you look at the groups that we're coming up against, like Serbia and Slovenia. Like they would all get in them teams easily, with
of course,
ease.
of course,
So it's
of course.
crazy. Right, I want to get to the comments and then we'll talk about VAR in the Premier League because that's another big story that's ongoing at the moment. Big up to everyone in the chat. Sorry, I've neglected the chat 15 minutes, but there's quite a lot to get into, so I wanted to kind of shift through that first bit. Charlie Mann was saying only one team wanted VAR scrapped. It needs to be changed. Richard saying evening. Steph's in the chat as well. Sam saying, how are we all this evening? Sadly, can't be on tonight, but I'll be here in the chat. Sorry, I'm just going through. Mainoo is my player of the season, says Triple YJ. Richard saying, I still have to ask, and he's one of my favourite players, but how come Luke is fit all of a sudden? Skeptics will analyse that, I'm sure. England's defence is very weak. Okay players, but not top class. Got any transfer news for us, boys? Says Jay. Yeah, we'll dive into that towards the end. Don't worry about that, Jay. There's a lot of speculation at the moment, as Sam alludes to there. Richard saying, I bought my England shirt last Tuesday because Northern Ireland are not in the Euros. Though by birth, I'm English. Anyhow, I was born in London. Nick jinxed it. I don't know how I jinxed it, but okay. And then there's loads of other comments. So I really appreciate that. Make sure you smash the like on the video and hit that subscribe button. We're on 5,319 subs in total. Lads, Premier League, VAR, they have voted to keep it for next season. There was a lot of kind of speculation heading into this. Some of the teams, like Wolves, and rightfully so, probably wanted VAR scrapped. But is this the right decision? I'll go to you first on this, Shreyas. Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Is that a
yeah.
symbol that you don't think it's the right decision?
I don't think it's the right decision at all. I mean, VR has been around, for quite some time now, and from what I can see is that people really don't know how to make the best use of it.
So is
Every
it the
single
people
game,
then, or is it the actual VAR itself?
I think it's the people, because
Yeah,
I think when you revisit all of those decisions that they've made, the way they stretch those lines when it comes to offside, the way they what is subjective offside, I still not understood ever since we scored that goal from that subjective offside, and it
yeah,
happened only in one game, but scrapped after that game. So I I just think that the technology is not used properly, and if you cannot use the technology properly, it's better not to use it. I think it would be much better just letting the on field referees actually make the call, because even if they're not able to make the right call, you can say it's human error. When you can see things happening in front of your screen and then you're not able to make the right decision, then it's a completely different thing.
yeah. Dan, if they was to implement the European model, which you've seen it in tournaments, we just been speaking about the Euros and the World Cup and then automated offsides and stuff like that. Do you think that would be a better use of that kind of model?
Yeah, definitely. I think as also Shreyas mentioned, I have the same thought. Like VR is not the problem, but the people who are making those decisions
Yeah.
are the
The
problem.
donkeys who are fucking running it, more to the point, to be
Yeah,
polite
like
about it.
every game, it's like of like same scenario but different decisions. So that's that in itself. I'm not sure whether they're being looking at the same rule books, or they all have like kind of different rule book. And yeah, as you mentioned about the subjective offside, never never ever in my whole life I have seen that scenario. Maybe so that's what you need to just educate all the referees on the and teach them with the same book, and like kind of a simulations or something like training or kind of a test exam, something to make them eligible for using the VAR, because
Yeah.
it's kind of, I'm not against VAR, because we have seen like so many decisions which on field referees couldn't take. VAR can help them to assist them, but also on the other side, kind of a time wasting. Also, I've seen like a lot of time is getting wasted when you are using VAR. Maybe now we have seen like even AI is also being brought into these decision making scenarios. So I think the only two thing I think, and to summarize this, the two things I see is the people who are making a decision needs to be rectified, and also the time that is being wasted in making that VR
Yeah.
decisions has to be there, because I can't see games going like more than 100 minutes and 110 minutes, and then at the end of the game you concede and just it that doesn't makes any point when you spend 90 minutes watching the game, and within the 1 or 2 minutes it totally changes because of VAR.
Yeah.
So so that's the 2 point I want to make about this.
I think statistically it's better off. So they've got more decisions right according to the stats, right? But my issue is with it personally is the inconsistencies of
Yeah.
the subjective decisions. So some people would think, in fairness, if we was all sat in a room, or if you got, all the lads from the channel, is me, you, Adam, Chivy, Aaron, Sam, Dan, all sat in a room, right? Sorry if I've missed anyone out. We would probably disagree on something. It's just natural. It's just humans. People, and I'm
Yeah.
sure we've done it in the chat before where we've discussed a certain decision and like, I don't think that is. I think that's soft. So that's been the issue throughout the full season. They've been saying, I don't know. Even probably the people in the VAR who are all supposed to make a decision as a group and as a collective. They're probably sat there saying, "No, Mike, I don't think that is, mate. I don't think." And he's like, "No, I'm going to call that. I'm going to call it." And he's like, "Mike, what are you doing, you idiot? What? No, don't say that to him. Don't tell the ref that." And he's like, "No, I'm doing it. Yeah, that's a penalty, mate." And they're like, "Oh, fucking hell." Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just bound to happen. So they need to. I don't know how they do it, but they need to all be aligned with almost what United do with Ineos. Everyone needs to be aligned with one vision when you're making these kind of decisions. And they don't want to throw the mates under the bus. I remember Mike Riley, the referee, on Sky Sports News, saying that sometimes the officials that are in like the VAR truck or whatever it was wouldn't go against him to help him out in a sense, to not undermine his authority. So that's what needs to be sorted out. I think VAR's fine. You've seen it work in Europe and you've seen it work in the Euros and the World Cups. So
The World Cup as well, it worked so well.
fantastically well. Yeah,
Yeah.
that automated offside is one of the best things I've seen, because then
Yeah.
actually as well it shows the body part that's offside. You remember Garnacho's against Arsenal, for example?
Yeah.
That Ten Hag.
Yeah.
Oh my god, if I had a quid every time Ten Hag references that in a press conference, Jesus Christ. He always talks about that, and it's because the way the lines were drew. It was like, was it on his shoulder? I think, and then to like,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know,
The
man.
tip
I
of
don't
his
know.
shoulder. The tip of his shoulder.
The tip of his shoulder, and then obviously that game completely flips on its head, and
Yeah.
it's you have to sit there and sympathise for Wolves. I look at the amount of decisions
course.
Wolves have. Honestly,
Yeah.
anyone I would employ, if you have a free 10 minutes in the day, go on YouTube and type in Wolves VAR mistakes 23 to 24 season and look at them. Oh my god,
We
it
would
is
have
so
costed them
bad.
at least 10 to 12 points.
They probably would have finished a similar position to us, if probably
Yeah.
above us. Like,
Yeah.
utter madness, man. So, yeah. Richard is saying Shreyas is correct. Scrap VAR. I remember the days when players had to play with broken glass on the pitch and other people would pee down the back of your leg in the stands, apparently. Okay, fair enough. Steph is saying handball rule, offsides, red cards, penalties, most contentious parts of football. I never disagree with anyone. I just have a different opinion. That's absolutely fine, Richard. Absolutely fine. Everyone, that's what football's about. I don't want anyone here being sheep. Have your own opinion and speak for yourselves. Right, should we get into the interactive bit of the show then, lads? We'll have a little bit of fun
Sure.
for the last kind
Sure.
of, what we got, 7 minutes left of the show. So, this game is called Who Am I? I'm going to give you a breadcrumb of
Nick.
clues. What?
You asked who am I?
You are Shreyas. Yes. I'm glad we've confirmed that. For anyone who's been watching for 2.5 years, this channel, that is Shreyas and that is Dan. One's Southern India, one's North India. There you go. Sorted.
Yeah.
It's a bit of an Indian sandwich here, isn't it? I'm in the middle. You've got, both sides. I'm the filling here in the middle. That sounds wrong. Anyway, who am I? The breadcrumbs. I'm going to leave you... Shreyas is gone. I'm going to leave you some clues, yeah? You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm 22 years old. I'm left-footed. I'm from Manchester. I made my debut in the Carabao Cup against Burnley and my Prem debut against Norwich. Who am I?
Greenwood. Greenwood.
Nope.
22 years old.
Mm-hmm. And let me know if you want any more clues.
Elanga?
Nope. Ilanga's from Sweden, isn't it? Oh, well, actually, he might have been born in
Ah.
Manchester. I'm not sure. I don't know. But
Mabry. Is he left? Oh,
nope.
he's totally different country.
He has a very famous celebration. And it's not that. I was just, yeah. That's not his
Yeah, yeah.
celebration. I was just... Has anyone got it in the chat? No, no one's got it in the chat yet. Let me
Prem
know if you
debut against Burnley.
made his debut in the Carabao Cup against Burnley and made his Prem debut against Norwich. 22 years old, left-footed, from Manchester, as a famous celebration. That's pretty good clues. And he's a top player. A top player. And he's been very good this season.
Phil Foden?
No, you're not far off, though. You're not far off at all.
Palmer.
Yes, Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer it is. Yeah, Mr. Cole Palmer. Right, next one. I'm 25 years old. I first played centre-back at Bordeaux in France. I play for one of the biggest teams in the world. I've played for my country, though, only 27 times.
So it's a French player.
Yeah, I'll give you another one. I played in the Spanish league.
Kunde?
Yes, Jules Koundé. See, as soon as I give one more clue, that's when it's like, it goes straight away. Next up, I'll give the chat a chance to catch up as well because, yeah, I'm not letting them have a go. But so if you know it, just keep it to yourself, yeah, and then we'll see if anyone in the chat can guess it. I'm 26 years old. I could play on the left or as a 10. I played in the Croatian league and then in the German league, and I was bought for 17 million. Who am I? And remember, if you know it, keep it there because I'll give someone in the chance. Chat, people who are watching, tablet, iPhone, whatever it is, who is this player that I'm describing? I'll read out the clues for you once more. If the thing didn't disappear in front of me. 26 years old. I could play on the left or as a 10. I played in the Croatian league, then the German league, and I was bought for £17 million. Who is this football player? Da, 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 da. Shall we put some sounds on whilst we're waiting? Anyone know? Oh, no, can't do that. Any guesses, lads? Give me a wild guess.
Is this player from Wolfsburg?
Nope.
Okay, then not that guy. Playoff as a 10, playoff as a...
No one get that. Interesting. No one in the chat. It's very quiet in there. Come on, people.
Playoff as a 10, playoff from the left.
He's been linked with
17
United previous, not strong links, but he's been linked with United previously.
million.
Do you want another clue?
There are a billion players.
Yeah, that's a good
that
point.
need
That's a very good point. He's Spanish.
Danny Olmo.
Yes, Danny Olmo. Danny Olmo, correct. I knew that. That's again, as soon as I get the one thing, I knew that would go. Right, next up. I'm not going to say his age, because when I say his age, you used to just go. Never been
Ronaldo.
Nope. Never been capped for his
Ronaldo.
country. One of the best centre-backs in the Premier League statistically, and his parents are from Nigeria.
The last one was?
His
Parents from
parents are from
Nigeria.
Nigeria, so he could have played for Nigeria as well. But he hasn't. And he's never been
Well-
capped. Who?
Never been capped.
Never been capped for his country. 26 years old. About to make a move this summer. Do we know who it is? Who it is?
What was the first? I forgot all the clues.
26 years old. He's never been
Okay.
capped for his country. One of the best centre-backs in the league statistically in terms of pure defending. Parents from Nigeria, and he's going to make a move this summer. Na 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 na.
Mark Guehi.
Nope. Are they giving up? Giving up? Are they giving up? Da 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 da. It's not gay heat. Tim. It is not
Ogbonna,
Gay.
Ogbonna.
Not Ogbonna, are you trying to say?
Ogb-
He's Italian, not Ogbonna.
No.
All right, he's gonna. If I give you this clue now, again, it's gonna be the one that gives it away. I think he's gonna make a big move this summer. Newcastle were gonna buy him.
The free Tosin Adarabioyo.
Tosin Adarabioyo,
Yeah.
correct. Yes,
Yeah.
the centre back for Fulham who's gonna go on a free to Chelsea. And the last one is an absolute legend. Are you ready for this one, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. 42 years old. This
Pepe.
guy has played. This guy has played in all the top 5 leagues in the world, but he's never won a Champions League.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Correct. Ding, ding, ding. Smashed it straight away. I thought, you know what? I shouldn't have put the Champions League one in there because I feel like that was the big,
Yeah.
that was the big giveaway, wasn't it? In that
Yeah.
sense. Everyone in the chat, be ashamed. You did absolutely shocking. You need to come better next time. You need to come better. Unimpressed with the football knowledge. But yeah, I thought we'd do something a little bit fun towards the end, as it is the weekend tomorrow. Lads, do we have any plans? Because like Dan said off camera, there's no football on, so it's a bit bizarre at the moment, isn't it? I don't know what people are. Is anyone just staring at walls, or what are we doing?
I do stare at walls, but I'm just still waiting to get this manager news sorted out. That's the only thing that is giving me a lot of anxiety right now. I just want that it to be cleared, and finally then we can focus on the transfer window, because right now it's just really uncertain as to which direction we're going to be heading.
Yeah, that should have been my question actually. Dan, what are you expecting in this next week or so? You've got the transfer window opening. You've got all this lingering around the manager, which is still undecided yet. I heard James from Muppeteers on a show say that he thinks it'll be Poch next, which is interesting. So,
Yeah, definitely for the next week, I think at least managers would be sorted, and at least couple of players' fate must have been already decided by next week.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, at least something, move something, a leaf at least.
Yeah, just do something. Please, anything at all. Please do something.
Apart from getting people in the technicals or communication department, just on the footballing side, just do something.
Yeah, I would echo them thoughts. Thank you very much, lads, for coming on. I appreciate it. It's very. Oh, actually, weather update. Just the last bit. Whilst we're thinking, I said I'd circle back to this. And whilst we're here, we can. For anyone who's watching right now who doesn't know, it is absolutely apocalyptic in India for the weather at the moment. I've been watching a streamer over there, and he's going on his phone in the morning. He can't even go on his phone in the morning. Like, Shreyas, I remember you said that to me.
Yeah.
And he was like, it's 40 degrees at 10 in the morning, which is just absolutely outrageous. Why is it? Is it just because it's summer, or is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Like
is summer.
everything.
Usually, when I was a kid, then it usually used to go at max to like 43 or 44. During the daytime. Now, it has shot up by 6 or 7 degrees more. Up to 50.
Because I saw a report that said it's the highest ever, 52 degrees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the highest.
52 degrees.
Yeah, and
5'2".
And then when I still see people outside, drinking warm coffee.
Oh my god.
Warm tea.
Oh my god. That coffee weren't even warm. That was an iced latte, and it's turned fucking warm because of the 50-degree heat.
And when I see those people, I just feel sometimes that maybe we deserve this.
Yeah. If you're drinking warm coffee, mate, I don't have any sympathy for you at all. Dan, talk to me about the south of India, because Shreyas said it's like I said at the start, it's very hot throughout there. Do you even have a breeze? Like, do you have a bit of a cool breeze or anything?
Yeah, only when it rains, or only when it is like flood time. So.
And how often does it rain?
Very rare.
Oh,
it's kind
God.
of like the feeling is like when it will make you to feel like that water is this. We have to shift from the city, and then
It's like Liverpool winning the Premier League.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so twice in 20 years, whatever it's been.
Yeah. It's like it never rains, and once it rains, it never stops.
That is crazy. So yeah, my deepest sympathy goes out to you lads at the moment, because I'm warm at the minute. Right, I'll tell you what the weather is over here right now. Yeah, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Try and guess what it is. The weather over
20.
here. Sorry, people.
20 or 18.
People are tuning in for football and talking about the weather in India. It's a bit all over the place here. What do you think it is?
18 or 20.
Dan? Any-
23.
14. That's what it is over here at the moment. 14. And I'm warm. I'm not even shitting you. I'm actually warm sat in this room. So, yeah. I don't think I'll be visiting India anytime soon, but I wish you all the best with this absolute scorching summer. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Appreciate every single one of you. Smash that like button. 14 in June? Yeah, 14 degrees in June. Sorry, I thought you were referencing the transfer window there, Sam. Anyway, please smash the like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you to Dan and Shreyas for coming on in such tough times. And we'll see you in the next one. Yeah, take it easy. In a bit, guys.